Welcome to DenverSports.tv. I'm your host, Michelle Bundy, along with co-host Greg Rashid.
The Real Sports Authority.
The Real Sports Authority, that's right. Well, he was a little bit of authority last week.
A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit. He predicted the Ravens to beat the Broncos.
And they did.
I know probably not very many of you saw the game, but that is exactly what happened.
It happened. I did say 17-13. I didn't think the Broncos were going to lose that badly. That's the thing that surprised me.
That badly.
Yes, that badly. That was terrible.
It was a bad showing. It was just one of those snowball effects.
That's right.
It just started happening, and you were just watching it. It was almost in disbelief. Just the things that kept happening. You're like, is this Friday the 13th, or what is going on here?
I know, the second quarter, like 5 penalties in a row. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Delso O'Neal getting tossed out of the game. Trevor Pryce getting called for taunting, which everyone does in the NFL.
I was surprised by that call a little bit.
I mean, you see it. I mean, Ray Lewis, the whole game, that's what he's doing.
That's what he was doing the whole time. You're right.
But they caught Trevor for that. I don't understand, but that's the NFL, the no fun league, and that's what you got there. But
no fun league.
But I was right, as I told you. The Broncos did lose. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but they lost, and they got to recoup now.
They do, and I'm actually, for the first time this season, sitting up here having to eat my words.
Yes, and I don't have anything for Michelle yet.
For me to do.
We're gonna wait till later on in the season. This is just one loss.
You're right. It is just one loss.
One loss.
It is.
And also, it was one win when I had to eat my words, and it was 2 wins down to the statue.
Okay. Well,
so
when we get at 2 losses, then we'll think of something for me.
Okay, this Sunday. Oh,
yeah, we have a little bit of footage talking to some of the guys about that loss. Why don't we go ahead and go down to Keith Washington and see what some of his thoughts were about the Monday night Ravens fiasco. With Keith Washington after a tough loss. Keith, do you want to give us a couple of your thoughts about that game and just what the general feeling is today?
General feeling is we let one get away from us. We didn't make the plays when we needed to make them. We made a surge. It was late, but close only counts in horseshoes. So we just have to wipe that one out and get ready for the next game. That's against San Diego.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to the chance to maybe avenge that loss against San Diego, who's been a rival. Does that maybe give you an advantage because now you're out there looking for maybe something to just wipe away what happened there in Baltimore? Does that, you think, maybe give you a little bit of an advantage, give you something just to work harder towards?
I mean, Monday night, it was what it was, and come Wednesday, you just have to prepare like we've prepared each and every week, and make the plays when we have the opportunity to make the play. We had opportunities to break up touchdown passes and make plays of our own, and the outcome could have been a lot different. So it's just about preparing each and every week throughout the week, and when we're in position to make the plays, make the plays.
Right. What are you going to do to prepare for San Diego?
Nothing different than we've been doing. Go out and have a good practice today, tomorrow, so on and so forth, and come Sunday,
you're ready to play.
Right.
All right. Well, good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Well, it looks like Keith was a little disappointed. Speaking of Keith's, however, that hit on Keith Burns. I'm sure you've seen it. They've replayed that on ESPN I don't know how many times.
Too many times, actually. And, the funny thing is that on most of the stations, they won't even say who Ray Lewis hit. They'll just say...
They hit that Bronco.
Yeah, they hit that Bronco. But the funny thing is what you don't realize is that actually Keith Burns hit Ray Lewis.
Or so he says. It was kind of funny. We were in the locker room there on Wednesday.
That's right.
I believe it was Wednesday. And somebody asked Keith what he said to Ray Lewis, if anything, when he got up. And he jokingly replied that, I asked him if he was all right. It was kind of comical. It just went to show his good attitude and his good spirit about the whole thing. He didn't have anything negative to say.
No.
So that was impressive in itself.
It was very impressive.
Let's go down to Keith actually talking about that, not necessarily that play, but the whole field goal, catching, and running into the end zone for that touchdown.
It was a heads-up play by them. They knew that they were able to return it, simple fact. What did they have to lose? The field goal was already missed, so they were actually, made one block, and the rest is history. I mean, literally history.
As you can see, Keith Burns is a good-natured guy. Another one of the good-natured guys on this team is Ephraim Salaam. Let's go down to Ephraim talking about last week's loss. And, he just said, hey, a loss is a loss.
Well, it's frustrating anytime you lose. A loss is a loss. I don't care if it's by 1 point, 100 points. If everybody sees it, if nobody sees it, it counts as a loss, and that's unacceptable. It's just one of those days. You can't just be in the tank. You can't let that. You gotta watch it, accept it, get better, move on.
Rod Smith kind of was feeling like he had a little bit of responsibility. He was putting that on his shoulders from the team. Maybe he should have prepared everybody a little bit more because he is one of the captains.
That's right.
Why don't we take it down to the locker room and listen to Rod?
I mean, considering I'm the team captain, or one of the team captains, somehow, some way, I felt I could have did a little bit more last week to help us be more prepared for what happened. I mean, we didn't play the way we were coached to play. We were out of character, in all phases, and I put that on myself, as far as being a leader and doing it by example. I honestly, what we have to do is we have to play for 4 quarters. We still haven't done it this year, and we haven't put a game together yet. We have to actually come out in the first quarter and act like it's the fourth quarter. Somehow, some way, we got to come up with hypnotize all of us and say it's the fourth quarter for us to come out with that same energy and enthusiasm that we have in the fourth quarter when we feel the game is getting close, and we play better in the fourth quarter, but we got to do it in the first, second, and third as well, and somehow we're not getting it done. It's like we're waiting on somebody to make a play, waiting on somebody to make something happen, and in the fourth quarter, everybody wants to be the guy to make it happen, and we got to do that from start to finish, and I think that'll help our team. It'll definitely help our defense, keep us out of, a lot of long situations, giving our defense the short field. We need to definitely move the ball, and if we have to punt, pin them back, and our defense is good when people have to drive long ways.
One of the problems with the Broncos is that they haven't put a game together for 4 quarters, as Rod said. Especially in the first quarter, they're just basically, if I can use this word, putrid.
That's harsh.
Well, 6-10 is harsh too, but they've had a tough time in the first quarter.
Right.
And one of the players that's having a very tough time this year, who's their first-round draft pick, Ashley Lilly, the wide receiver. He's had a number of potentially good catches that he missed in this game against Baltimore, and here's Ashley just talking about what he's learning in the NFL and what he hopes to accomplish.
This is Greg Rasheed with Take It to the House, talking to Ashley Lilly. Ashley, I just want to ask you about your experiences the first 4 games in the NFL. You have had some bad breaks with some of the passes, and what you think about it.
It's all fun. I'm out there having fun, learning. We obviously had our ups and downs, and just hope we can bounce back from it, but I'm out there having fun.
Is it what you thought it would be as far as being in the pros now, and have you gotten any advice from anyone?
Yeah, it's about what I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be really hard, and that's what it was, and that's what it is. And I've gotten a lot of advice just to stay in my playbook and study film and just prepare for each game.
And is anyone out there that you patterned your play after? Anyone that you looked at as you were growing up?
Not really my play, but my work ethic. Rod Smith and Jerry Rice, they're really hard workers off the field, and on the field, I just try to be myself, just try to make plays. But off the field, I try to work hard like them guys.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
On this week's segment, The Other Broncos, we talked to Sam Brandon, who is a strong safety. And before we get to the footage of Sam, I just have to put a disclaimer on it. This man right here did the camera work.
I usually do a lot of the camera work sometimes.
But that camera work, I've got to tell you, you're going to see him down here in the corner with lots of headroom, and I apologize to Sam ahead of time. But the interview, I felt, was still such a good interview that I want to go ahead and play it. So just don't pay attention to his handiwork. And Sam is going to do our segment, The Other Broncos. Sam, tell everybody out there a little bit about you, where you're from, what your background is, maybe something they don't know.
Sam Brandon. Born in Toledo, Ohio, raised in California, went to UNLV, Las Vegas, Nevada. Got 2 little girls.
What are their names?
Samaya and Nikayla.
Oh, those are pretty names.
5 and 3. family man, you know, like to sit at home, just relax and chill, hang out.
With the girls.
Yeah.
Are they daddy's girls?
Daddy's girls to the heart, yeah.
I'll bet.
Oh, yeah.
What position do you play?
I play free safety, well, safety, strong safety.
Yeah. And how did you feel when the Broncos came calling? Now that you're here in Colorado, what did you think about that?
Oh, when they called me, I was, you know, it was a dream come true. You know, it was a shock because, you know, I never heard from the Broncos, or, you know, I never felt any interest from them. But, you know, hey, when they called and they told me, hey, we want you, I was ready. I was packed and ready.
You're like, well, I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute.
No, it wasn't like that. Hey, I'm like, hey, I'm on the next plane. Whenever you get me out there, I'm ready.
Right. How do you like Colorado?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful town. You know, the weather is awesome. It's more like a Southern California weather type. You know, it's getting a little cold. You know, Yeah, I don't like
it's just
the cold.
starting today,
You know,
so I got to wear my nice big sweater.
I don't like the cold, so that's gonna hit me hard. But
Yeah.
you know, other than that, the weather throughout the summer was perfect. Coming from Vegas, you know, it's 120, 25. You know, out here, perfect weather, beautiful weather.
I would have to agree with you there. Hey, who are some of your favorite football players from your growing up? Who are some of your heroes?
I like the great ones. I like Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater, quarterback Dan Marino, John Elway, the Marx brothers, Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, Lewis Oliver. Just a lot of old school players. A lot of old school players. I like to model myself. I think of myself as a model of between Ronnie Lott and, you know, Steve Atwater. Come up and hit you. You know, very aggressive,
Hard hitter.
very instinctive. You know, come out and just, you know, give everything you got.
Taking some lessons from your locker partner here.
Oh yeah. I take
Canoy
a
has
lot
had
of
quite a few little hits in the past
big
couple of
hits,
games.
awesome
Yeah.
hits. You know, backbreakers. You know, it just opportunity arose for him, and you know he's making the best out of it. So I've been definitely watching him.
Right. Well, congratulations with your NFL career and good luck. This is Sam Brandon, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Even though my camera work was bad, I still got the prediction right. That's the main thing.
This is true. This is true. So now we're even.
Yes, we are. We are even right now, but we know at the end of the season, listen to the Real Sports Authority.
You know what's interesting, though, in doing this segment, I think we've heard a couple of times people saying, these players saying that one of their favorite guys was Ronnie Lott. That seems to be a consensus.
Ronnie Lott was a great ball player, cornerback, and became a safety later on in his career. And one thing that Ronnie did, which a lot of guys admire, is that he had an injury on his finger, and he was supposed to be out for a couple of games. Ronnie, as some of you know, he cut the tip of his finger off to continue playing.
See,
That's a true man there. That's a true man.
No, that is just, that is just odd.
And in fact, after this camera work I did, I actually cut off one of my, actually I cut my eye out now. So
Oh, yeah,
I have
whatever.
glass eye, but anyway.
Nice try, nice try. But that was Sam, and he was a very, very nice guy to talk to.
That's right.
And we wish him luck in his career.
You know, the thing about the Broncos is that it wasn't usual, as we said earlier, to see them kind of self-destruct in that second quarter. And as Coach Shanahan was saying during the press conference on Wednesday, he's going to address that.
Right.
And Rod Smith alluded to that, too. They got to address that because that's something that you don't see from a Bronco team. They may lose, but they don't self-destruct. The last time I've seen a team do something like that was, if you remember, a couple of years ago when they played Kansas City on Monday Night Football. This was like 3-4 years ago. And Kansas City in the fourth quarter, they just lost it. They just lost it.
Same sort of situation.
Same sort of situation. In fact, the current coach of San Diego, who's coming in here Sunday, Marty Schottenheimer, was asked, did he have a deja vu experience watching the Broncos on Monday? Did he think about the Monday night of a couple of years ago? And Marty said no. No, I didn't even think about that. But they self-destructed.
It's funny how people bring that kind of stuff up, huh? They don't forget it. They don't forget those kind of performances.
Like some people don't forget camera work. But anyway.
No. All right, well, let's talk about next week's game against San Diego at home in Vesco Field.
That's right.
San Diego is a good team.
Unlike last year, San Diego started off 5-0 last year. They weren't that good a team. This is a very, very good team. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if they finished number one in the division. They got a great defense, great offense.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yes, TCU's own LaDainian Tomlinson, leading the league in rushing. The kid is something. Last week had 217 yards against the world champion New England Patriots?
I believe it. I believe it. I was in San Diego last year, and I had never really heard his name before this game against the Broncos. And I was taking my notes, and I think every other line that I was writing, LaDainian Tomlinson this, LaDainian Tomlinson that.
He was something.
So he's definitely somebody to look out for in this game.
Oh, yeah, Texas Christian. I mean, he had over 2,000 yards his last year in college. He is a superb ball player. And even though Denver's was number one against the run, I don't think LaDainian is going to get 217 yards. But he's going to get over 100.
You know, but this is the number one rushing offense in the league right now.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how our defense holds up, because we were at one point, I think before last week, number one in rushing.
And I think Denver's still number 2 or 3.
Oh, really? Okay, so we did slide a little bit.
Slid a little bit. But the fact is, they held Jamal Lewis to 2.5 yards a run. And that's great. Jamal Lewis is one of the best running backs in the league. You know, he had a lot of runs against Denver, but he still averaged 2.5 yards a carry.
Wow.
But this week was Tomlinson coming in with the solid San Diego team that's in first place, 4-0. I believe, even though it's a home game, that you're going to see Denver lose their second game in a row by the score of 26-21.
26-21. Well, of course, I'm going for the Broncos again.
Of course. Of course.
No, sometimes I call it. But I'm definitely going to say the Broncos. It's going to be a close game.
Yes.
This is going to be a fight. I'm going to say 24 San Diego, 27 Broncos.
27, he did that in reverse. 27-24. Okay, I got that down here. But you know, people talk about the Broncos linebackers, but you got some great linebackers on the San Diego Chargers, led by everyone knows Junior Seau.
That's what all the talk was about in the locker room. I was surprised. I didn't hear a lot of mention about Tomlinson. All you heard was Seau.
But the other guy they talk about, who they got from Kansas City as a free agent, Donnie Edwards. That's a shock. Donnie Edwards is a great linebacker, and it's amazing that Kansas City let him go. But
let's actually go down to the locker room. Rod Smith was talking about that, about how he felt with him going out to San Diego.
You know, one thing I think that makes them better is Junior Seau doesn't have to do everything for them anymore. Donnie Edwards is a great player in Kansas City, and when he went there, I was mad because he's a great player now. He's with another great player, and they have a rookie linebacker that's real good as well. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. We can't just worry about number 55. You know, we got to worry about their whole linebacking crew. They probably have, as a group, I feel, some of the better linebackers just compared to our guys, because I feel we have some real good linebackers as well. But I think as a group, those guys are playing really well, and they're number one defense in the league right now, I think, and they're going to bring it. You ain't going to run the ball. You're not just going to line up and pound them. You know, we got to definitely figure out a way to get the ball down the field.
Well, Keith Burns feels that this week it's going to boil down to special teams. Why don't we go down to Keith and listen to what he has to say?
I would say a hard-hitting, physical game. I mean, it's a football game. I mean, you never know. I mean, I don't really go into it thinking about who's going to score as many points. You just want to score more points than they score. So I think if you look at it from that aspect, I mean, you know, both defenses are playing well. I mean, both offenses are playing well. But at the same time, I think it's going to be probably one of those games that come down to special teams. So it's all about, you know, and right now they have an upper hand on us. So we ain't know, as the Broncos special team, that we have our work cut out for us.
Remember how last year's game at San Diego started? The kickoff return for a touchdown?
Yeah, it's very vivid. I mean, it was like, you know, I missed the tackle, and it seemed like, you know, he spun off, and guys couldn't get off blocks, and he took it, I don't know, 80-something plus yards. But at the same time, that was probably, you know, one of those games that snowballed on us too. And, you know, I would think ever since then, you know, it's been in the back of my mind that was the type, you know, we know that we can't play like that and expect to beat anybody at this level. And like I said, it's good that we have a home game, but at the same time, we still have to go out and play Bronco football.
We also talked to Dwayne Carswell, who hasn't had a lot of attention this year, but he was talking about San Diego and how they always play them tough. So we're going to listen to Dwayne as well as Ian and Chester McLaughlin.
Yeah, no, not really. I don't think our confidence shaking up, you know, but you know, it was a big loss. I mean, we should have done some things better. and we know that. You know, it's our game to lose, and that's what happened. You know, we didn't, execute everything we needed to execute, and that's what happens.
Shannon said yesterday this is the toughest defense you guys have played yet. Do you see it that way?
As far as
The Chargers defense.
the Chargers, yeah, I mean, they always had a good defense, and they always play us tough, so we always, got to prepare well for them.
What's it like trying to keep Sale out of the picture? You never know where he's going to show up.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of hard to do, we just try to, try to run plays, I guess, to kind of act, what he does, so, I mean, he's always played big against us.
He makes a lot of people miss. He runs hard each and every play, and the way Marty's very stubborn in what he does, man. He knows what he does and does it well.
Is this a pride game for you guys after Monday night, coming back and say, hey, it's a division game and we're back home, we got to show that we're as good a team as we looked the first 3 games?
For us, it's just trying to get another win. I mean, I don't think we have to come back from anything. We lost the game. We were trying to go undefeated. It didn't happen. But for us, we got to go out and try to win another game, which is, the 5th game of the season. We want to go in the game, come out of there 4-1.
I know you only look at it one game at a time, but this starts a real tough stretch of games for you guys.
When were they easy? I hadn't seen when they were easy stretch. I mean, I think every game we've had has been a tough game, and this week is no different for us knowing. I mean, obviously it's San Diego, so we know more about them than we have the other teams.
It's a great opportunity. I mean, we're going against the #1 rushing offense, the NFL up to this point in the season, and it's going to be a great challenge, and we're going to embrace it, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Well, as you can see, the Broncos have a tough job ahead of them on Sunday against San Diego.
A key game. If they lose this one, which I've said they're going to lose, if they lose it, though, they fall 2 behind both San Diego and Oakland. Yeah, but anyway.
Right. Well, let's move on to the Nuggets. The Nuggets started training camp this week, and we talked to a couple of them down there at Media Day and also watched some of them practice for the first time to see what they had to say.
This is Greg Rashid with Take It to the House, talking to one of the newest Nuggets, Marcus Camby. Marcus, how you doing here? How you feeling with the Nuggets now?
Feeling a little bit adjusted. Haven't been over here a month, getting adjusted with all the teammates, getting adjusted to the altitude out here. So, everything is going real smoothly right now.
I was wondering, I knew in New York that you did a lot of things in the community. Are you planning to do similar things with kids here?
Oh, definitely. Last week I read to some kids at a library. I forgot the town out here, and that's my focal point. I have my own foundation, the Camberland Youth Foundation, and it's generated towards younger kids. And I attended a adopted school out here and just try to do some of the great things I did in New York.
Did you read the book that was your favorite when you were a kid to the kids?
I always did back in New York. It was always The Little Engine That Could. I mean, even till this day, it's still motivating.
What is it about that book that you really like?
It just tells you to strive and never give up. If you keep trying and you really got your heart into something, that your dreams can be fulfilled through hard work and dedication.
And how's your hips? Are they fine right now?
It's getting better. I'm about between 90 and 95%. Each day I'm getting better and better. I'm just looking forward into open night.
Oh, we're looking forward to seeing you here. Good luck, Marcus. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right.
Get a chance to, the whole league show what I can do. I'm out here on the West Coast now. West Coast has a lot of big guys, so it'll be a great situation.
Now, how many years of college did you go to?
2 years, yeah.
What similarities do you have with a lot of these young? Can you relate with what they're going to? A lot of these.
Yeah, because the NBA game is so different. They're just coming in and they don't know nothing about the rules, they don't know about game situations, stuff like that. So most of the time they're just running around and like, what is he talking? What's going on and what's the coach talking about? But after this year they'll learn a lot. They'll slow down. Starting things, they can see things a lot much better and stuff on the floor. So I think this year is going to be a good learning year for the rookies.
Well, first of all, I tell them it's a very long season. I know they have a great work ethic, but they also like to stay after practice and shoot a lot of jumpers and things like that. I tell them there's nothing wrong with working on your game, but this is a long season, and you want to treat it like it's a marathon. You want to take your time and gradually work yourself into it and not burn yourself out, because they never played a game like this where you have 4 to 5 games in a week. They're used to playing like 2 games each week. I tell them it's a long season, but we're playing from October to April and possibly, in the postseason, that you have to pace yourself, but continue to work hard, and they listen, and that's a great thing about it, because, when you have some young guys that come in, they don't listen at all, and you try to help them, with some important information, and some of them don't take it in, but those guys do. So that's, as a teammate, you appraise that.
And how did you prepare yourself the first year in the league as far as the wall? Did you hit a wall the first year you were in the league?
No, I didn't, because for one, I got my rest. I came up with a pregame routine, whereas I made sure I got a good meal. I hired a chef. By me being a single guy, I hired a chef, and that eating right is so important. Sometimes these young guys, they don't have an opportunity to like go out and buy, hire a chef. But I think you need to find a way to budget yourself to make sure you find out in your budget where you can afford one. But, if you go out there and put fast food and junk food all in your system, then, you won't be able to go out there and perform, and you won't be able to go out there and play this long season because there's a lot of wear and tear on your body. So, I had a pregame ritual, and then along with that, I made sure that when I went out there and played that I iced my body. You got to take care of your body and get massages, at least a massage once a week. And those guys starting to do that, so that's a good start.
Thanks a lot, Juwan.
You're welcome.
This is Greg Rasheed with Take It to the House. About to interview one of the newest Nuggets, the first-round draft pick, who's reading a newspaper now. Could you say your name?
Excuse me?
Your name?
Nicholas Skitishvili.
Skeet, so...
I'm just trying to learn English, I'm looking at myself.
Are you looking at yourself?
Yeah, I'm reading about myself.
How's your English coming along?
Every day better and better. So I just need like few months to be better in English.
And how does it feel being with the Nuggets and your practices now, that you're going through practice now? Are you getting used to the altitude and the thin air here?
Well, the first time it was so difficult to practice here because of altitude. We are so high. So first time I play, and I've been in my life so high as like in Denver. So first time when I came it was difficult. And after a few practices it was better and better. So now I feel pretty good in shape. We practice so hard, twice in a day, like 2 hours basketball running. So we have to get in the shape.
But you're just 19 years old. You can get in shape like that.
Excuse me?
You're just 19. You can get in shape just like that.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Yeah, because of 19 years old.
And are you really looking forward to this first season? What do you hope to accomplish this year in the NBA?
Well, I don't understand.
Your goals. What are your goals this year?
I'm gonna help to my team. I'm gonna play as hard as I can and as hard as possible. So we will see. Everybody practice so hard. So we're gonna change the team. Then.
How have the players been with you? Have they been real helpful to you, being new to the country and all?
Oh yeah, everybody's helping me. If I make some mistakes, everybody's coming, all players, veterans, and they are explaining me how to play, what to do with the ball or without ball. For example, John McLeod or even Joan Howard, they're really helping me.
Have you been able to get up to the mountains and see the sights in Denver yet?
Oh yeah, one time I went there. So nice, unbelievable. Fresh air, so green, everything beautiful. I love it.
Is there anything that, now that you're in America that you want to see that you haven't seen yet, or a place you want to go to in America that you may have dreamed about?
I never been in a NBA game in the life, never to see the game. So I'm just waiting to play just the NBA games.
Your first NBA game will be the game you play in. That's something. Well, thanks a lot, Skeets.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Looks like we have some pretty tough guys this year, and also a lot of young ones looking for those veterans, like you heard earlier in the tape, to step up and maybe teach them a little. So.
And speaking of tough guys, let's not forget the Avalanche.
Oh, that's true, the Avs.
They start this Wednesday. The Avs are going to be home on ESPN playing Dallas. And some of you know about this trade that was just made. Chris Drury, who was a popular player here along with Stefan Yell, were traded to the Calgary Flames for Derek Morris, a defenseman, who really is going to help the Avalanche, plus Dean McAmmon and Jeff Shantz. Now, McAmmon, he had 21 goals last year, the same amount of goals that Chris Drury had. And the key player in this trade, though, is Derek Morris, because if he can... They think he's going to be like one of the next great defensemen in this league. And you remember, for you Avs fans out there, that they let Darius Kaparitis go this summer to the New York Rangers. So they need a new defenseman, and I think that Morris is really going to help them there.
Well, we'll see. It was kind of a controversial trade. I know when
big
some
time.
people heard that, woke up in the morning and heard it on the radio, they were a little surprised.
I was floored, but when I saw that they got Morris in this, I said that'll help. They need
It'll
defense.
be okay. It'll be okay. That's it for this week. Catch us next time on Take It to the House.
Take it to the house.
How do I love you? Well, let me see. I love you like a lyric loves a melody, baby, completely wrapped up in you. How do I need you? Well, can't you tell? I need you like a penny needs a wishing well, baby, completely wrapped up in you. Every now and then when the world that we're living in's crazy, you gladly hold me and carry me through. No one in the world's ever done what you do for me, and I'd be sad and lonely if there were no you. How do I love you? We'll count the ways. There ain't no number high enough to end this parade, baby, completely wrapped up in